ever feel swamped and overwhelmed by working with YouTube, your podcast, the blogging, all that you're doing? Do you feel like that hamster that's on the treadmill trying to crank out content? Well, if you feel like that hamster, with the right tools, the right rules and techniques, we're going to show you what you can do to overcome that. Get over that one and done mentality and now take something and repurpose it into many different areas. This is going to give you a lot of capability as a content creator. Hi, I'm Terry Brock, and we talk about this at our Stark Raving Entrepreneurs. And in this video, we're going to show you how you can do that with some tools. This is where you want to get your pen and paper ready to go, or your note-taking device of choice. We're going to show you what you can do, how to make that happen. With the right systems you have, you're going to put those in place, and it's going to help you in a real big way. And the good news, you don't have to do it all manually. There's ways you can use automation. We're going to show you the specific tools we're using right now to make this happy. And not only happy, but also to make it happen. I'm going to show you how you can put all this together, making it work just the way that it should. And yeah, we'll make it happy too, because I've got Gina Carr joining me right now, my co-host and partner in this. Gina, content creation and repurposing is really big. What are your thoughts on it? And why should we even think about content creation and repurposing?
Well, it's so important that if you're going to the time, money, and effort to create something, that you get as much leverage out of it as possible. It's a concept that was drilled into me in my engineering days at Georgia Tech. You got to have leverage, right? So leverage is really important. This is something, this creates a lot more visibility so that people are going to know who you serve and the problem that you solve. Something we talk about all the time in Stark Raving Entrepreneurs. It's one of my favorite pillars of our program. And so visibility is really core.
So let's dive right into it. One of the best ways you can get started with this is with long form video. Now, sometimes you might wonder, what is that? I know for me, I was wondering, what do they mean by long form? Well, with YouTube, you can create 60 seconds. They often call these shorts, and they do them in a vertical format. Under 60 seconds is work. Now they've extended that to 3 minutes. So you can use that. Long form then comes into anything over 3 minutes for sure. And you can use that. So let's give an example. That might be an interview you have with someone, or it could be you talking about a particular important topic yourself, talking about that. With the right tools, you can take that and move forward. Get your pen and paper out. We're going to give you some tools to see. We've got some other videos on the channel that you can look at for those. One tool that is very good, we use a lot, is called Castmagic. Castmagic gives you the ability to do so. I think is really cool. Where you can look at your transcript. That's a good way to do it. Start with your transcript. You can highlight from here down to there, just highlighting it. And then you click on the word captions, and it will do it. Now, we've got a whole video we're going to show you about at the end of this video, so that you can watch that and see in step-by-step detail how to make that happen. Another tool that we love is called Taja, T-A-J-A, Taja, and it gives you the ability to do that, and it finds clips for you. Hey, pretty cool. Can run out and do that. Another one, Alfana. So we're going to have these listed for you in the description. Alfana, I really like, because it does that as well, highlighting a section, and then you go out and get what you want. Then you could take these and turn them into content with your Instagram Reels. Use it for TikTok, use it for Facebook, for LinkedIn. That's one that we use a lot. And it gives you a lot of capability for that. So these are tools you want to combine, start working with them and see how they work. And we're going to have some more video details for you on that. Now, another way that you can do this is with quotes and graphics. I love the way this works. Gina, you have done some work with that. Tell us a little bit about first the benefits of that, and then specifics that we need to know.
Sure. One of my favorite tools for repurposing is Canva. I love creating graphics in Canva and sharing them. One of the most powerful aspects is a tool called Bulk Create in Canva. And it's kind of like the old days of doing a mail merge, when you would write a letter and you want to insert certain different people's names in a mail merge. It's now you can create graphics and you can insert text. So let's say you've created that video, you've pulled the transcript, you've pulled some really good clips using a tool like Castmagic. Now you can create in bulk those quotes into graphics that already have your colors, some images that you can add very easily. And it's just a really powerful tool. So they're very visually appealing, which, as we know, makes you stand out on social media.
Yeah, very much so. You get a chance to stand out, and using those graphics just the right way can really help. Now, graphics are one way you can do it. Another way that you can do it is with a podcast. A podcast gives you the ability to connect with people one-on-one. I have a background in radio. I've been in radio. Undergrad degree was radio, TV, and newspaper. And we talked about how the importance of the intimacy comes in there. The listeners feel like, wow, I know this person. A podcast gives you that magic, and you can do that very well today. We encourage you to look into that as a good possibility for you to get your message out to the world. Some tools that can work really well with that would be using, for instance, Camtasia. I use that for my video editing, but then when I'm done with the video editing, I just click a couple of buttons, and it gives me the ability to send it to an audio file, and it makes it an M4A file. I take that and then put that into Libsyn, which is a tool that I use for sending out my podcast elsewhere. Our podcast gets out that way very nicely. And if there's an area that needs a little bit of touch up, one of the best tools out there is Audacity. I've been using it for years and love, love, love Audacity. It's very inexpensive. They give you 2 hours free to get started. This is wonderful. I used a little bit extra there, and I put in some extra, I think about 5 or 6 hours for like $11. Incredibly wonderful prices, and they're not sponsoring us or anything like that. I'm just a user that loves it, and we encourage you to take a look at what you can do with that. But think about the benefits of repurposing your video. Pull out the audio and use that. One of the things you got to be careful of, and we bump into this a lot, when we share tools on the screen and say, here's how you do it. Click on that button right there and then that button there. Obviously doesn't come out as well in a podcast. So I would encourage you to think about using content that might be audio only, and you can do that very easily with your smartphone, put it in there, and make sure that it looks really good. Now, in addition to that, what you can do is you can have a text-based content as well, and that takes a variety of forms. Gina, you have done a lot with that. What are some forms of text-based content, and what are kind of the principles we need to be aware of when we're looking at those?
Yes, what you want to do is you want to take the transcript from your video, and you can use tools like Otter AI, Camtasia, or Udly, or a number of other tools to grab that transcript. And then you can use that transcript in a number of ways. You can create an article that would use on your blog or LinkedIn newsletter article. We love the LinkedIn newsletter articles because they go into your subscribers' email box. That's really powerful. You can use a tool like Substack. Substack is very popular. A lot of people are doing really well with it. You can monetize on Substack directly. So that's a great way to get your text-based content out into the world. These then take smaller threads, take smaller chunks, and turn it into threads on X, posts on Facebook, posts on YouTube. Actually, posts on YouTube, I didn't mean to say that. There is a way that you can use YouTube as what's called posts, and it comes out in your community tab. And people who are mobile users of YouTube, like I am, I see a lot of people's posts, and posts are text and or images. It's not a video on YouTube, although you can link to a video. So this is really powerful. And I just say, hey, channel your inner Seth Godin, turn these blog posts into books. And if he can do it, why can't you?
Yeah, Gina, you raise a really good point there, because you can write blogs, put a lot of content in there. It's already written. So what you do is you take just a portion of that, touch it up a little bit, run it through ChatGPT, run it through Perplexity or Claude, and then they can clean it up, check the grammar, it can check the spelling, and it can give you some additional ideas. But here's an important point. Don't let it be the writer that you just copy and paste. Do not do that. I like to say you want to copy, paste, and customize. That's the key. You want to copy, then you paste that in there, but you don't stop there. You customize it using your voice, customize it for solving a particular problem that your audience has, and be able to put those together. I think that is really a better way to do it, and you get much more traction to build your business with that, and doing a lot of different capabilities with it, start making a lot of different inroads into audiences, solving their problems and helping them in many different areas. Now, Gina, one thing I want to talk with you about together here, because I know you've done a lot of work with this also, is looking at carousels. You can create carousels with this, with Instagram, with LinkedIn, etc. Tell me a little bit, Gina, about the carousels you've heard of, you've worked with, and how you see those can be beneficial.
Well, people are very inspired by and in tune with visual posts.
Yeah.
So when you create an image that catches attention, well, they might want to know more. So you can include, I think on LinkedIn, the minimum is 3 images and up to 10, which is fantastic. So you can put some words on a particular image, and then you put words on a related image and words on another related image, and people just scroll through them very quickly, and they get the essence of whatever it is that you're talking about. You can have a call to action on these images, but it's more interesting and people are more engaged when they're scrolling through your carousels than just looking at a single image. So I really like this. You can do this on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, maybe some other places. Oh, YouTube. Yes, you can also do this on your post on YouTube. So I think it's really terrific. And you create those images in Canva.
Yeah, that Canva works beautifully. We love Canva. I love Canva because I am not a graphics person, but Canva designs the stuff for me. So I can say, hey, I like that one right there as a template. I just copy and paste. That's where it's okay on Canva. Put that in there and change it in there. So I like that. I want to go back to the carousel. One of the things you mentioned, Gina, was YouTube. YouTube, that was kind of interesting when it came out, and I think they've done a great job with it, where they can have a text image, kind of like you'd see on Facebook or elsewhere, but do it on YouTube. That is something we've done a little bit of, and I want to start doing a lot more. What do you see some of the possibilities on that, on building your community on that, Gina?
Well, part of what's wonderful about it is as people, YouTube will show these posts to people who are not yet subscribed to your channel. And it will, when it shows it, people can subscribe to your channel without even going to your video channel. So they may see your post and like it, and also subscribe right there to your actual YouTube channel, again, without ever going to your YouTube channel, without ever watching one of your videos. A lot of people will see just the posts that you've done, either text or images or a carousel, and say, oh, I like that. I want to stay in tune. I want to keep in touch with this person and see what they put out next, because that was intriguing and valuable to me. And so I've done that with several creators, and people are doing it with us. And I think it's really powerful.
Absolutely. I think all those techniques and all those tools can be very, very helpful. You want to look at them. But the most important, we say the best to last, most important is getting some checklists, your systems in order, the processes that you're going to do. Gina, you're the industrial engineer. Tell us a little bit about the importance of systems and why you would put those together and what we need to think about when we put them in place.
Well, it's much like baking a cake. If you're going to bake a cake, or I like to make pudding a lot, chocolate avocado pudding is my favorite. But if I was going to make my pudding, I need a recipe. I can freelance, freeform it, but I'm going to be much more successful and not forget something important if I have a checklist or a recipe. So think about what you're doing, what you want to do every single time, so that you don't have a mistake or an error, and so that you really get the coverage and the visibility that you want to get. So we use just a simple Google spreadsheet checklist. That has worked really well for us. And what we'll do is we'll put the actual post that we're using or the video that started it all. Then we'll put a link to the transcript. We'll put a link to the X posts that were created from it, and then a link to the Facebook posts, and just all the different things that we're doing that were created from that single initial video, in this case, the longer form video. This is a great thing that we're doing for ourselves as well as the clients that we're helping. And this is just a great way to do it. There are other tools that are more complex that provide like Trello, Asana, other tools that can help you with this, create some sort of a pipeline. But I really like Google spreadsheets for the simplicity and the ease of visibility of how do we do on this.
there's a lot to be said for simplicity and putting them together. So what we want to do is give you a lot of tools that are available. These tools can really help you. And by using the tools the right way, you don't have to be that hamster on the treadmill trying to crank out your content. You can have a system that does it for you. Make sure that you're putting in quality content to build your business, because that's what it's all about. You're creating the content so that people know about you, they like you, and they trust you. The know, like, and trust. We've seen that so many times before, and it's something that you can do with these tools if you do it right. Gina, any final words before we move along here and let people go back and start making their content?
Well, a lot of smart entrepreneurs use VAs or assistants to do this sort of work and to help with it. And you can still do that. It's just that now with AI and the tools being so sophisticated, you can do a lot of these things yourself very easily, even without giving it to a VA or hiring someone to help you with it. But you don't have to fire, if you already have a VA, you already have a person who helps you with social media or your visibility marketing. Perhaps you can give them other tasks that they could do. They could spend their time doing nurturing of your community, communicating with your community members, improving your onboarding process, or creating better workbooks for the next workshop that you're doing. A lot of things that your VA could do that in the past they would have spent a lot of time doing these things that we've just mentioned, that now we can do with tools, amazing tools.
Yeah, these tools are great. So we encourage you to do that, and let us know what tools you are using in the comments below. However you're getting this connection right here with us, we'd love to hear from you. What tool are you using? What are you recommending? And by the way, yes, those of you who are vendors and have a tool, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know you're using this tool, is what you have, and the benefits it has, how it solves it. We want to hear from you. So we are going to look forward to seeing your content out there, be able to do even more. And thank you very much for joining us here at Stark Raving Entrepreneurs. Be sure and join us as we have some other videos for you about the programs we were talking about, Castmagic and Taja, right here. So you can click on those on YouTube and be able to get the information on that. I'm Terry Brock, and for Gina Carr, thank you very much for joining us today.